Okay, today I'm going to be looking at this cartoon collection, Prince Adam and Cringer. It's a good looking set. I got mine from Amazon Canada. You can see that they have destroyed my box a little bit. I think I originally had it ordered from Big Bad Toy Store, which I guess I like to order from, but I have been getting a lot of charges lately on my orders from there. So when I see that it is available from Amazon, I know that in the long run it's going to be much cheaper for me to order from there. So I do keep an eye on that. So this is the box. The art is looking really cool. Something that I noticed is that head looks a lot more like this original Origins figure. This original Origins figure came with Sky Sled, is that what you call that thing? And a sword that does not fit in his hand. I think they later corrected the problem. They also put on the new head, or the new head is the old head. So what they did was, when Origins originally came out, they gave Prince Adam this head, and then I think there was enough complaints from the community that they brought back. They said that people didn't like this head and they wanted like an original head, so they did bring back the original head. I think there were only prototypes for the Prince Adam 2-pack with the Sky Sled thing. I'm not sure that was actually released, but they did release it again with a better fitting handle that actually fit in his hand. You can see how thick that is. This sword did come with a few different figures, and that's something that's really strange, because in the 80s that never happened. Toys, the armor and the equipment and all of the things, there was never anything lost in translation. All of the accessories always fit perfectly, and I don't know what happens and how that gets past quality control. It's very, very strange. I personally like this head more. It is more barbaric. This packaging is really nice. I have to say that I don't know if I really I lost my scissors already. How come I was just cutting things open? Oh, here they are. I don't know if I like the cartoon collection that much. I definitely prefer I was never a fan of the cartoon in general, and I definitely prefer the darker, creepier Origins aesthetic. So, yeah, I am enjoying them, and they are. I say that, but once I open this, I'm going to get all excited because the colors pop, and I like that. I do like a cartoony toy. I like bright colors and less paint details and less details in general. So I do love this, that they showed some art here. And I think that was the same on this side too. Also, you always have to look at the packaging to see these other little homages, because they did say at the beginning of this line, anybody you see on the package, you will be getting one day as a toy. So that is a cool little thing to know. Sadly, this is the same on that side as this side. I noticed on the box of Stridor, I put it away in the other room. But there was more artwork on the other flap that I didn't show you, and it was really, really quite awesome. Let's slide this out of here. So a cartoon imp, definitely want to get that. I have to say, out of the cartoon and the storyline, the Prince Adam, the way that he was depicted as kind of lazy, and it was kind of cool that he was the hero and he had to keep it a secret from his parents, and that was kind of done quite well. You can see that the artwork is very crazy. It looks more like She-Ra's world than it does Masters of the Universe with the water fountains and the pink plants and everything. But I mean, Masters of the Universe, that is where that crazy, bright Eternia planet stuff did originate from. So packaging is great. Unfortunately, I do have a crease. I will be saving this, but... Now, the cartoon collection, every piece came with a little extra added bonus Eternia little... I was going to say, like, an artifact. It seems like in this pack, Cringer is the artifact, though, because these other Filmation artifacts, I mean, they're so cool. Do I have other characters to open? I don't know. I don't know if I haven't. I can't even remember who has been announced, but they have announced new figures that have. Oh, I do know. Evelyn is coming out. I can't. I don't know. I can't remember who else. I really should focus on this guy. Okay, we've got this crazy smiling face. Now, Super 7. Was it Super 7 that did that? I guess they also did it with Classics. The extra heads. I don't know. This is where the silly part comes in. This is my reluctance. Orko, definitely my least favorite character. I don't know about figure, but definitely my least favorite character. Cringer, also very comic relief. Yeah, I don't know how. Okay, so all of this bad talk about this, and now that I have it in hand, yes, in the way that this articulation is done, the molding details on this is so incredible. It is mostly the silly faces that I guess that puts me off, but for the standard face, I mean, that's a pretty silly face. He's got a snaggletooth. I have a friend who had every single one that he had ordered from Amazon had scuffed paint on the beard from the box. It seems that they put them in a little too early, but I was lucky at least that the one that I ordered was perfect. I only ordered one. And the articulation is great. So we have that animal where this is your heel on a human, on an animal that is the elbow. So we've got I love that. And again, that is a human heel, but an animal elbow. Knee, is that the knee? So nicely sculpted. So little foot pads. You can see on the bottom, you can see the fur detail. So much articulation. You can see me moving around this. So much possibility. Look at how far that paw goes down. So cool. Okay, which head? So he is the Eternian artifact, apparently, with this pack. Because we don't get any extra little weapon from the... I love those little extras. I guess I'm going to get 4 more. I haven't opened up any of that Evelyn series. I can't even think what it is. I can't even think what they are. So which head do I think is the least silly? They're both silly. They're both afraid. Snaggletooth. We got one little tooth there. He's showing 4 teeth here. He looks really... I guess this one's the most silly. It seems a little bigger. Nice and secure. Peg. Oh, that's a good thing I looked deeper into this because it appears that this is articulated. So I think this is the preference. Oh, it really holds on nicely. Nice rubber. I wouldn't expect this to be soft, but it's a nice soft head. That looks kind of strange, but having that added articulation is nice. It's kind of like I think there's ratchet clicky kind of things happening. You can see that is kind of cool. So timid, afraid, baby cat, another tuft of fur going on there. Cool. We gotta try this, ride him like this. There was one other Prince Adam. So there was a Prince Adam that came initially when they announced the line they put out, which the two sets that I want more than anything are I was scared about that. You got to be careful about these joints. Sometimes you should heat these joints up before you start moving them. Okay, they do have those little notches for the knees, but you got to be careful, because sometimes, I don't know, sometimes there's bad batches of plastic, or the different colors of plastic you'll snap one of these joints, but it's been very rare. It's happened mostly on WWE figures. I don't think you can put these cartoon figures in crouch positions. Okay, back to the very first Prince Adam. So two of the things that I really regret not getting, but they were three things now. I didn't get Eternia because it was $1,000 to get it to Canada. I didn't get the first initial Comic-Con pack with the original based on comic book art, I believe it is. Yeah, I think it really is. Prince Adam and He-Man transformation pack. So you get a He-Man and he had a blue vest on. It looked really, really cool. And then the Lords of Power set was the second thing that came out. It was just way too expensive. But I bought... and then I didn't buy Eternia because that was $1,000. But I do the Lords of Power set. I'm hoping that we get those other single figures. Like they did release those single figures later on in the line. But now that the line is not in retail anymore, and they don't have to fill the pegs up with redecos, I don't know if they will reissue those other Man-at-Arms and Skeletor Lords of Power, and the He-Man that has a knife in his. We got Merman. We got who's the other one? There's 5 of them, I believe. Merman and one other Lords of Power. Beastman they gave us. Merman they gave us. We need Man-at-Arms, Skeletor, and He-Man we don't really need. The difference was only the knife in his boot. But I do, one day maybe I will. I mean, I think Eternia is worth $2,000, so hopefully one day I'll have an extra $2,000. That's probably what I have to pay on the second market to get it. And then speaking of, what am I going to show you? This is kind of MOTUesday podcast, where we're talking about other things. I'm going to show you something else that I just picked up, which shows you that I wanted for so long, but I found it in an off-price store. Okay, so let's check out the difference between the original Origins and the cartoon version. He's a little more pinky. They made him a little more pastel-y. They made him a little more girly. Is this the same? No, it's a totally different vest. And it's a totally different vest from... It's not totally different, but it's a different mold. You can see that the belt is different. They took out all of the belt texture because they want him to look like a cartoon. They did keep the tufts all around where the belt is going to be. One of the things that I don't like about the Origins line is that they're inconsistent about how they cloth goods. Like, it's unexpected. Sometimes they'll give a fabric cape, sometimes they won't. It's very, very bizarre. This fastener, speaking of bizarre, look how big that fastener is. That is supposed to, maybe that wasn't supposed to come undone. What? That's weird. It's weird. Maybe this one is glued on, and that maybe it was based on that. It's so weird because it's obviously a different mold. I don't know if this comes off. I don't think this comes off. That is kind of a bad paint job, though. That's why I don't like my toys figured. I do have a bad paint job on this belt buckle, too. But they did make it so it came off. My guess is that, I don't know. I don't think this comes off, but you can pull it off by removing the arms, which is another amazing feature of the Origins figures. But you can see that there's been a little bit of change to these. They look pretty much the same. I like my figures in the original crouch down position, though, because that's how my original figures were shaped. So I do like to put their legs in that. I don't think that lends well to these. I think that they have to stand up. Well, he's looking pretty good. You don't get as much of a crouch. They do stand a bit taller, but I think I think they're basically the same size, but for some reason, especially in some people's photographs, they almost look as big as the classics, but they're not. Okay, so let's look at this face. Very well done, much better than Super 7's head. And then we have the laughing one, which this one is a little ridiculous. It's done very well, though. It's very, very nice. It looks like it's from the cartoon. The hair looks so silly, but I guess it did in the cartoon as well. But the more serious face, there's something off, but yeah, really it's hard to capture a cartoon picture in all 3 dimensions. So under the circumstances, they did very, very well. Look at that. Look at that really bad hairdo. I'm one to talk, though. All right. The big change is the details in the legs. The new one have these X's in the legs, yet I don't know. I don't know why they changed the legs like that, but they definitely do look bulkier all around. But the shoulders aren't as bulky, which I do like, and maybe we'll see that. I should look at what his undershirt looks like. He also came with a sword, which has a much easier to hold on to hilt. Yeah, so you can see the difference there in between the handles. But check out his little undershirt. So, it looks like he's ready for a Canadian winter at bedtime. And we never questioned this. It was the 80s with his little purple leotards on and his little tight-fitting outfit, but and dressed in pink. It was quite a look, but, I don't know. Really quite a joke. This looks really funny with the buttons taken out, I think, as well, which you don't really notice until you take off this stuff. I think this is really hard to take off, but I guess I should show you, even though we've gone over this a million times. I think this is the only way to get this off. Oh, this is something that I don't like. I like when they paint the clothes. I don't like when they paint the skin. And on this first Prince Adam, they painted the neckline. Did they do that here? They must have done that here too. It has to be molded in white because it's the main color. You can tell that looking in here, yeah. So they did paint the neck. I didn't notice it so much on here. But one of the things that I was not so happy with, which really isn't different from when I compared them to the original Masters of the Universe, the shoulders looked well, when I look at them like this, the shoulders look a little too bulbous. Maybe not here, but when I did compare them to my original Masters of the Universe figures, it wasn't that different. However, the new cartoon line, they did kind of box off the body a little bit. You can see that the shoulders don't go out as round. There's not as much of a V shape from his shoulders. These are very, very bulbous. So they did tame that down a little bit, which I like, but basically it's the same one. The belt does look like something's missing. I don't know if I think they put too much of a divot in there, but because I definitely, well, and also I'm biased because this is so classic and looks so good. But yeah, there's something always seems off to me in the new belt. It seems a little streamlined. I don't know. I think this is too deep. I think maybe they should just, well, it's too late now, but I think that should have been flatter. I think these rivets or these edges come out a little too far. It probably should be flatter all around, or maybe there should be no edges at all. I don't know. I have to examine the cartoon, which I'm not about to go and watch. You can see a different coloration in the shorts. This one is more muted and more blends together than the original Origins one. Anyway, cool figure. Can you mix and match the heads? Yeah. Even though the skin tone is not the same, you can't do that. Oh, and I can put my preferred head on the I don't know, that cartoon. Oh yeah, the cartoon collection. That's how I can say it. Anyway, this is a pretty cool set. The articulation on him is like out of this world. It's like it's yeah. I didn't even show you the tail. Up and around, or goes in all directions, and I never thought that Mattel would make something like this with all of this extra bonus articulation. It is kind of cool. Love it. Oh, and since I told you that I was going to show you something that I found that I wanted for so long, was this. And I know that they do have it on some, like I think Big Bad Toy Store still does have this available, but again, I'd have to pay the customs fees and the exchange rates and there's so many different things, and I managed to find for $8, which there's so many times that I've been almost bought this for $30. So the fact that I found this, and I found this one, and I think I'm going to have to go to some of the other off-price stores to see if I can find this is Disco Skeletor colors too. I love this line, the He-Man and the Masters of the Universe. I have a feeling that maybe Moss Man will show up at sometimes at our dollar stores here in Canada. We have a huge, it'll even say, it says right here, this is where I live. On the back of most of the toys, it'll say Mississauga, Ontario on your toys. And that's where I live. And so big, huge distribution center here. So we do get a lot of stuff showing up in Canada at the dollar stores because that's where they have the stock in the warehouse. And so I'm hoping that my missing Moss Man from this collection will show up. I also don't have the Skeletor from that wave. That wave did not come to Canada. Very rare. That Moss Man, definitely my favorite figure from this collection. So I hope that that does show up. It could even show up in the off-price stores. I would buy it either way. If they have the vehicle at $7.99, they would definitely have the single figures at the same price. What a fantastic price to get these at. Expect me to open these because I want these. I really wanted the redeco of Trapjaw so badly, and I never thought I would find that. Yes, that's that's my plan for today. I have to take some stuff to the post office, so I will also be looking at the off-price stores. But this is nice. I mean, I was, as much as I complain about the cartoon, and this is incredible. Look at the like, I don't even think you can put him in a bad pose. He looks so good, and you can just tell, like, the quality of plastic, the quality of the paint job on these. I know that some will have some more mishaps than others, but yeah, so happy with these. Again, now that I have them out of package, things change for me. I'm playing with it. All right, like, comment, share, and subscribe. Thank you much for joining me. We'll see you again real soon. Until then.